Hello everyone, and oh wait a minute, hold on, we got some shenanigans abound. My PNG tuber is not tracking my mic. There we go. No? Wait? Still? There we go. Okay, good. Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay today. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. We've got a lot that's likely going to happen this stream. That's going to be intense. I got a feeling that today is going to be a very spoiler heavy slash event heavy stream. Because to recap quickly what happened last night, we faced off against Midgardsormr, because, I always blank on names that I'm not super familiar with. Guy who is voiced by Alvis from Xenoblade sent his second in command to talk to us to let us basically know, hey, so listen, our astrologans heard the roar of what sounds to be like Midgardsormr. Could you help us and go check out, you know, what's left of his carcass, essentially? So we did, and as it turns out, that wasn't Midgardsormr that roared. It was somebody else. Sir Aymeric. That's right, Aymeric. It wasn't Midgardsormr that roared, but he's angry at us because it's like, why the fuck are you here? Like, why the hell are you here? And he gave us a bit of a parting gift. Companion. No, it wouldn't be companion. It would be in Minion Guide. Unable to summon minion here. Okay, never mind. He gave us a little parting gift in the form of a mini hymn that's going to keep us in check, I suppose. But while we were there, we defeated him, and he also stole my Chaos Emeralds. That's a good way to put it. He stole our Echo. We no longer have protection from other primals, and we no longer can communicate with Lady Heidelin, which is a problem if we're going to be primal slaying. That is a very big problem. But on top of that, tensions seem to be boiling over in Ul'Dah to an extent that is far more extreme than what was there before, with possibly the inklings of an assassination attempt on the Sultana. So we'll see what's coming of all that. So let's go ahead and talk to Alphino and get right to it. And real quick, just let me do some quick audio checks just to make sure everything sounds okay. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right for my usual audio stuff. Let me know once again if the stream is too loud, too quiet. Just let me know. So let's go ahead and Alphino has a message from Umberta for the Scions. All right, let's see what's that. Ere I forget, I believe Moonbirda has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Sound seems fine for now. I wouldn't expect anyone to get past Raubon, though. He's a cut above the rest. I mean, he did let the Ivy through. I mean, obviously not his fault, but, you know, pray informer that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Alright, so let's talk to Mimberta. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful, because Ascians are next on the menu. Let's head on into the Solar, shall we? Alright then, into the Solar. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm pretty excited for the events to come. Nearly done with ARR, and things are, things are getting, intense as far as, like, the story stuff. Alright, let's see what you got to say. They speak as though you imagine those dragons.
Everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean. I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
That's good.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know.
Alright, recap time.
An Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Yeah. And then we need a spirit sword to stab it, right?
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Getting a lot of anime vibes with all these recaps? Yeah, kinda. Also, this is in Dragon Ball Super. All my hopes and dreams into this blade!
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
This is the equivalent of, we don't know how much we're gonna need, but we're just gonna have to hit him really, really, really hard with our energy blade.
Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods?
Well, she wasn't talking about long periods. I think she was more referring to, what if we quickly fill it with a fuckload of ether and then do something with it?
Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
I don't know how much sugar this register needs. Just dump the whole bag in. Pretty much.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
Oh wait, no, never mind. She really did forget. That was more for the player then. That was absolutely, yeah, recipe. I don't know. That was definitely for the player then, like, in case you forgot, it's like, why don't we just use a bunch load of ether? Why don't we just use a bunch of stuff? It's like, did you forget that ether dissipates? It's like, oh, right, I did forget. That was absolutely for the player.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Yeah.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
Ugh.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source.
And what source would that be?
And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land?
Oh, that's fair.
Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
Okay.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out.
Okay.
Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Good old Alphino using them ears. You at the back of the class. Good old Alphino with them ears, listening in while the door was closed. Goddamn.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum.
Uh-oh.
During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end, they
Second
have their
biggest
sights
set.
set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go.
Well, that's that.
We can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangrid and Popalimo shall accompany you.
Okie dokie.
Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Ariange. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Alrighty. We got stuffs to do. Speak with Alphino, and he's right out here. Hello, Alfino. It would seem that the events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area, and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilred will brief you on those developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at our headquarters in Ul'Dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support from the front lines. Give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's, Hoary Boulder. I remember this guy. And his funny name. Your duties take you to Northern Thalalan, do they not? Yes. We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamen travels to Ul'Dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations. Threatened by primals and troubled by dragons, we need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front or we shall fall. How extraordinary that my little Ascilla is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Ul'Dah has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah, woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, my lady. Oh! Well, I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? Yeah, dude. Let me quickly take a sip of my drink. Okie dokie. So speak with Robert at the Ceruleum processing plant. Let's go. Time to fight some Imperials. Hell yeah. Right. Let's go on our chocobo. Oh, there he is. Commander Levelier sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalgia. But returning to the task at hand... The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Ralbon's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein, that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. The opposite of what the stream is called. Alright. Excuse me, Mr. Edelstein. Private Fox, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news of the latest movements of the Imperial army. I would once again ask for your aid. Sure thing, dude. On the counteroffensive, Lieutenant Edelstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garleans' movements. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take the field and meet this assault head-on. I've apprised your fellow Scions of the situation, and I am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alian, and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Sounds good, let's get going. Let's get stuck in! Oh, hey, Stent. Where is... there we are. I am once again asking for your support. Glad to have you with us, Vel. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridanium. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. Oh, it's Ul'Dah. They wish you to rush forth and commit battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ul'Dah! Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless, holed up in Ul'Dah, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We have enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye. 'Twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take the fight to the Garleans. As a wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. Sure thing. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Uyuhase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Whoa, that's a nasty axe that Mumbrita has. On the counteroffensive, and that's right over here. Right over there. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories aren't wont to pave the road to a greater coin. Now, this attached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well as to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Alright. Time to go and kill! Let's get on our mech. over this way. That's not right. Oh, right here. Whoa. Okay. I don't have carbuncle out. There we go. That's one squad down. Our next one is right over here. Next to a bunch of earth sprites. And we should actually go ahead and summon Garuda. And then just lay on him. There we go. Oh wait, I'm locked onto these guys too. Alright, we're good to go. And our next one... Oh wait, was that it? Oh, that was it! Report back to Yu Hase. You've seen Grim Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they've certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I had never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the Fourth and let Lieutenant Al'Dah know the west is now clear. I would appreciate if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Alrighty. You know, that seemed kind of underwhelming, all things considering. I was expecting to fight more. Though then again, they did get me fairly down low to health, all things considered. Private Fox, what news of the Garleans? They're dead. Their raiding parties are no more then. Excellent. The Almagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. An uninvited Ascian. Oh boy. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Al'Dah has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe? It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but Northern Thanalan is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. I think of MacLeod back in the academy. This is one steep bill, but it's worth it. I'll do my best. The Garleans won't have their way with me. Alright, Moon Burrito, what's up? Uh-oh. what's going on here?
Hold on, I won't be a second.
Okay.
The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe.
Nice.
I know, as Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one.
I can understand that.
And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed?
Yeah.
The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
What?
He senses me. A useful talent.
Uh-oh.
An Ascian. Are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth, meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
Nabriales.
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Yup, and I do it again.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff.
Uh-oh.
With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious.
Leave the poor seal alone.
You say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Oh. We better get going. No. I'm in my... No. Wait a minute. There we go. I clicked too many menus. Go. You're here. Master Louis's staff is kept in the Solar, isn't it? Quickly now.
You too.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
Hey! Calling me dull.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain.
Oh.
My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
So he's like an actual Ascian, in comparison to the other two that we've encountered.
No longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
Uh-oh.
You will not harm her!
Oh.
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals?
That is a good point.
Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow the staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Uh-oh. You okay?
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
I'm assuming we have a boss coming up. The chrysalis is now accessible. All right. Stent, will you be joining me for this one? Wait for a response real quick. I'll just go ahead and invite you to my party and we'll see how it goes. Since Serenity is in my party. Sorry, I invited Stent to my party. Don't know if he'll join though. So exciting! But also dangerous because, like, holy crap! But also it seems like these Ascians they are way more in the know of what's going on than we are. It's like, you're telling me you had that staff behind you the entire time and you don't know what it unlocks? Chrysalis. Hold on a sec. Alright, well, we may need to do this one with NPCs if we don't... NPCs or, honestly, just party up with somebody else. 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. So this is an 8-man. Well, it's a... No shit, Bill. Hang on. Yeah, I'd say let's go ahead and get started. Register for duty. Less than 5 minutes, alright. So I just gotta DPS my way through this stuff. Ah, goodness gracious though, I hope she'll be okay. Yeah, I hope you'll be okay, man. Oh man. Stuff is freaking happening now. Give me a sec, let me take a sip. Gonna wait. Oh, there we go. Duty ready? Let's commence. One. Chrysalis. Uh-oh. Let's get our summon out. Let's get our Aether charge up. Next turn we'll do the AoE. Well, actually, no. Never mind. Not the AoE. Oh, get away. I've noticed Minfilia gets kidnapped a lot. Yeah, I've noticed it too. Also, crap. I guess it's just run for now, because I can't target anything. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not able to target anything for the time being. Oh, crap. Alright, there we go. Back on the front. Attack, attack, attack. Take Garuda out here. Let's get Titan out here. All right. Let's get another Aether flow going. Alright, I'm actually not sure using the camera during these fights. Yeah, I'll do that. I meant to do that from the start, but I kind of blanked on it. Let's get Ifrit out. Swift cast. Ruby Ruin. Let's get another Ruby Ruin in there. Whoa. Great. Get rid of this Aether Tear. Let's get another swift cast going. Ruby Ruin. And I think he's done. Though we didn't kill the Ascian, we've only temporarily defeated him. Yeah, we did it! My thanks. Alright. Let's leave. And continue with the story. Let's see where this goes.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
What? Oh, wait.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come?
And away that body goes.
Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again.
I always come back.
You will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
Whoa. Is it gonna work?
What trickery is this? No. No. Cannot. No.
We got him.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free.
How does the cane work? What magic words must I use? Oh, never mind, I'm a natural.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the blade of light.
Pop it!
Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me. I shall make you pay for your insolence.
Oh shit!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
Oh man!
Only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis, I understand now. The choice you made in death. there is life. Farewell, Urianger.
No, she's not gonna...
Moonbreeder! No! You mustn't!
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead.
Well, shit.
This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
Oh, shit, man.
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Sharlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hitherto the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Sharlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louisoix hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence.
Similar to Alice.
Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louisoix's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart.
Uh-huh.
Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louisoix's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Man.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course,
Horseman.
my friend. Take all the time you require.
I accidentally skipped the dialogue because I thought she was done. Oh, man. So just to clarify, the only reason we couldn't defeat the Ascian then and there was because we weren't in a place that had the ether crystals that we needed. Correct? Or am I thinking... Yeah, because we weren't attuned to the right supply of crystals. That's why we went to Thanalin. Because I would hope that it doesn't take a sacrifice each time to kill these fuckers. As far as I'm aware, okay. Never have I seen Urianger so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Moonbreeda's life and mourn her passing. I have not really a whole lot I can really do with materia, but I guess I'll take it. For all you know, it could take a sacrifice each time. How many Scions have you seen in my play? I don't want to think that way, man. In memory of Moonbreeda. As Moonbreeda was a native of Charlian, I feel it only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Ratherfrost, and is sacred to Thaliek, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul, and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Alright. And I think, unironically, man, that sucks. Alright, no need to teleport or anything, let's just go. Yeah, I don't want to think that it takes a sacrifice each time in order to get rid of these guys, considering that there's 12 of them. Oh, man. Hello, Stent. You're clapping at me? And where would this be at? Over that way. You're almost there. Hooray! I'm almost done.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Oh, what do you want?
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
Well, that's not ominous. Let's be back with Minfili at the Rising Stones. Alright, back to Revenant's Toll. Oh, get used to him, by the way. I will. I figured good old Snicky Boy is gonna be around for a while. Though we have said our farewells, the pall's sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent is my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet, I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Vel? I agree. 'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many. Louis Sois, Moonbrita, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Vel. There was no other to whom I could display such weakness. Hey, don't worry about it. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. Oh man. Get used to hearing Forge Ahead as well. Oh, I imagine. Fallen, the living forge ever on towards the light of a new day. I believe we are in 2.5 part 2 now. Have you a moment, Vel? I believe Ida wished to have a word with you. Near the end of each expansion? Alright. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her trouble. She has not been herself since Moonbrita's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Alright, let's talk to Ida. Also, yeah, I figured I would see those at the end of each expansion. I figured, because I know there was one at the end of base game, A Realm Reborn. The Rising Stone somehow feels colder. Moonbrita always carried with her such an abundance of warmth and cheer. Yeah, no, everyone's just kinda... We must find some means of protecting ourselves from Ascian intrusions. There must be a way. I loathe to see Ida in such pain, but I have not the words to comfort her. Can you imagine it? I, Paplimo, the one who has an eloquent comment for every situation, am at a loss for words. How you holding up, Ida? Hey, it's Vel! Great! Oh, it's no use. It's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but... it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Think how hard it's going to be 3 expansions from now. No! Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you at the Daisy, at Rethfrost. Transaction made. Yeah, I can't imagine the journey I'm about to go on once I finish A Realm Reborn here. Because I've got a feeling that things are gonna get really, really roller coastery, to say the least. Alright, Rowena, she is all the way up top. You could say that, yeah. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Eh? They've got you running errands now. Them scions really know how to make the most of your talents, don't they? Send in the Savior Eorzi to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Eda lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. I'm sure you'll also be used to seeing Rowena as well. Possibly. So back to the Rising Stones. Turnips! Get your turnips here! She's involved in a lot of the relic weapon quest. Oh, right. Yeah, I had to go pick up some stuff from her, for my first relic weapon, which, by the way, was not worth it. If I check real quick, I believe the relic weapon that I got was... No, hold on. Re-equip that. I believe the relic weapon that I got was... the Veil of Wiu, which, all things considered, was not worth it. Like, hold on. Item comparison. Look at this. Like, I that was not worth how much trouble I had to go to get to it. But, yeah. Oh wait, no, not the Solar. We gotta go to... Oh, deliver the Moon Daisy. Right. I'm over here getting caught up in my own rambles. I'm going to the wrong place! Sorry, I was messing around with my numpad and I put on the wrong expression. So back over here. That was just the first part of the ARR relic weapon chain. The relic weapons are usually the highest level weapon of each expansion once fully leveled up. Oh wait, you can level them up? Because as far as I'm aware, I think I got that that relic quest done. At least I think so. Yes, but it takes even longer. I see. Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says again and then again and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So, anyway, let's see it. Brita loved these things, you know? I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
Hello.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
My dude just casually dropping fucking... Things are going to happen. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Those are Dravanians?
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Was he referring to that song? All right, back to the Rising Stones. Which song are you referring to? Because I may not be familiar with the reference. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeda's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Oh, okay. It's a plot point in Heavensward. Okay. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Karthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Alright, what's what with Karthus? The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians. Aye. The dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Aymeric himself sailed forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Aymeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Karthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Waves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'Dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must take another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I would gladly appeal to the Grand Companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. Yeah, no shit. Ul'Dah is dealing with its own stuff right now. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. Yeah, not to mention, again, the whole thing with Ishgard is, y'all didn't help us during Dalamud. Why should we help you now? But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. Mind you, I fully believe that those are bridges that can be fixed, right? But the idea that there's still going to be a lot of people from the Grand Companies that think, Fuck the Midgardians. They didn't help us when the world was literally ending. Why should we help them when it's like, oh, little dragons are attacking us, we need help? It's like, try Bahamut. I see. Very well, I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations, and have them present you your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Amaric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. I'm not sure if you already knew this. Karthus was a verdant grassland in 1.0 before Dalamud. I did not know that! So they were clearly affected by Dalamud, yet chose to do nothing afterwards. That's kind of nuts. You faced Midgardsormr and survived. Anything you can share of our experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Vel. Well, we got dragons, mini wyverns, or worms. Meanwhile, in Karthus, well, if it isn't Lady Iceheart. What? Vel? Yeah, it's me.
Answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
That's the same thing that Midgardsormr said. Whoa!
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Well then. Yeah, let's go ahead and head to Karthus and see what's going on there. Off to Camp Dragonhead. Alright. Selfie, no? Ah, my legs! It seems I was the swifter, Vel. You too, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about can't tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Alright. Let's, get going. That's... oh! That's a lot of stuff. Off to the gates of judgment. Oh, 1 second. I just heard my phone vibrate. Alright. Question the knights, alright? Heretic scum! How dare they meddle with our divine protections! I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret over much. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Seems to me like you guys are worried. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. It is our first line of defense if our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Alright, Alphino, what do you got to say, buddy? It would seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates, and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders, and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more back at the camp. Sir Aymeric awaits you. Alright then, back to Camp Dragonhead it is. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid, and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Harushifant will know where Sir Aymeric means to receive us. Oh boy, another run-in with Harushifant. Let's see how that goes. Oh, right. I always forget that Harushifant is here, and the meeting with Aymeric is over there. Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat you with the intercessory. All right. Off to the intercessory we go. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Yep. Let's see what's going on here. Greetings, Sir Aymeric. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we were but recently returned from the Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estinian. Wait a minute. Wait, it's you! May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? Yes, I do remember him! An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of the Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. Ah, it is you. But of course, it is only fitting that fate should draw the two of us together. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you that what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. 'Twould seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg? Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero of Ul'Dah, the beast is said to have terrorized Karthus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Ul'Dah plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard, for thou, voice of Midgardsormr. Well, I'm not going to read it the way he does. I just need to get through it. Has waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. I like how my character is just having this snake just talking to his ear, like, "Psst, you suck. Y'all won't do shit." The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But, though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Go on, eat the apple, I dare you. Nor does age rob them of their strength, though the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms, they who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. Excuse me. 20 years for him to gather his strength, and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem, you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, you only stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. Yeah, That's what I thought. I thought that's the card I thought we would pull, given that they did the same thing with us when it came to the Black Shroud. When the Eorzean and this, of course, when the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, he refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Karthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Where was Ishgard? Where was Ishgard when the Westfolds fell? Yeah. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Karthus. They would not even have to draw steel. An Imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Ahem, very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Aymeric. Give me a second, guys. Just a second. Be right back in just a moment. Alright, we're back. Had to talk to my boyfriend for a minute, because he got back from the clinic. But yeah, continuing. Allow me, Sir Aymeric. Through the power of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Wait, what? Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wherever I go. Wait, so this guy just casually has Nidhogg's power? What? Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then, the worm crystal who roared. The worm crystal, bah! The worm who roared was Nidhogg. Aye, he means to hurl his horde against the Denethyn's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. You get more insight into the Dragoon questline. I see, so now I have reason to continue the Dragoon questline outside of just, like, level grinding. Nice. There can be no doubt. The worm has summoned his minions to war. Okay, let's finish up this quest with, Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in a common cause. Sir Aymeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Yeah, no shit. Real quick, let me actually read this again real quick. Does it not seem grossly unjust to defend that we now risk our lives to in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's... hold on. I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Karthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garlean's arrival, that is. For you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Karthus. They would not even have to draw steel. Ah, I see. So basically, like, if the Dravanians take over, they wouldn't linger. They would move on. But it would be prime real estate for the Garlean Empire to take over Karthus and use it as a new base. I see. And not for nothing, Mordona being right next to a new capital of the Garlean Empire is not... Yeah, that's not something we want. Committed to the cause. Alphino is ready to begin making preparations for war. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make a report to the Antecedent. Alright then, back to the Rising Stones. Also, we're going to keep going until about 2:30, so we've got about 10 more minutes. Alright. Let's talk again.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Oh, I see. If the last couple quests are very cutscene heavy, then we'll just go for I'll just go for as long as they take.
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Oh boy.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Yes.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end.
You wouldn't miss it for the world, of course.
For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Something's not right with Ilberd. I don't think. There's something fishy about what's going on there with Ilberd and a quest in the previous stream where we were told that there was going to be this many weapons that were going to be transported to Ul'Dah resistance, and there wasn't that many. And then when we went to go see something, Ilberd was there, and it's like, well, this is a fine mess. One of my more inexperienced dudes killed this guy. Well, I don't know if it's with Ilberd directly, but there was something that happened last stream that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but well, I'll keep my thoughts to myself for the time being and just wait to see how things play out. Minfilia would have you assist with the preparations being made to the defense of Ishgard. All right. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge to the Grand Company sold is okay. Well, I'll go into it in a minute. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphino. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Karthus. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slafborn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. Sure thing. So basically what I was talking about, last quest, not last quest, but last stream, we did a quest where we had to go retrieve stolen weapons. And we were told there's a lot of weapons that we got to go retrieve. We were on the hunt for somebody, and we found a pocket of like people that put up resistance, but there was someone that cried out for help, and then when my character went to go check it out, Ul'Dah was there. And he's like, well, this is a damn fine mess. One of my more inexperienced people killed this guy. Out of like fear or like inexperience. And as it turns out, we were either fed the wrong information or someone lied. There was only one crate of weapons, which, don't get me wrong, is a lot, but it's not as much as we were told it was. But Ul'Dah kind of acted a little sus about the whole thing. Like he wasn't fully being honest with us. That's all I'm saying. And we were told by, I'm blanking on his name, Eye Patch guy, who was looking at him kind of weird a minute ago, basically kind of told us, listen, I wouldn't lie about something like this. I know what information I was fed. Like, something's not right here. So I can only hope that we don't have an IV situation or something close to it with our newly formed organization of the Crystal Braves. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk to Tataru. We are rather close to Karthus, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defenses and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we'll also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Vel. I have 101 things to discuss with Slothborn. Alright. The Rising Stones. Slothborn's right out here. I appreciate the warning. If the war is coming to Karthus, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding room for an infirmary as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I would return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I'm certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few fellow stout souls about in town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started then, shall we? We have a town to rouse. Alright, this quest seems fairly fetch questy as far as like go talk to these people all around Revenant's Toll. So I think for now this is a good stop for the time. A good spot just to stop for the time being. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching more FF14. We are nearing the finale, it looks like, of A Realm Reborn. If I actually quickly check the quest list, 7th Astral Era, Before the Fall, Volunteer Dragon Slayers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 11 quests left with this final patch, and then we'll pretty much be done with The Realm Reborn. So I think it's safe to say that next time I stream FF14 will be the finale of A Realm Reborn. We'll be wrapping up the entire scenario next stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.